Here's what Jared Goff had to say about the atmosphere in the stadium yesterday. This is, I think a good indictment of how it felt in there.
Yeah, it's pretty dang cool on the road for regardless of them doing my chant or anything, like it's awesome to have a fan base that travels and makes a difference on the road. And I think I was thinking about this recently. Like, our fans don't just go to the game; like, they go to the game to affect the game, and certainly do that at home. And then even today on the road, and I go back to Houston, in Arizona, like they show up to change the game, to affect the game, and they take it on themselves.
They did.
We love it. We love it. But yeah, the love they show me and the love they show our team is something I'll never take for granted.
There was times yesterday in the first quarter when I'd be back in the back end of said suite, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Sure.
In the back end of that suite, watching TVs. Shout out for having the TVs in there. It's awesome. And I'd hear a loud pop, and I had no idea who it was for. Like that.
It's nuts.
It was like a loud pop, and then I would turn, like something big happened. It was a play for the Lions.
Yeah,
and I'm like, that sounded like a home. But I do think when people come in there, because of how great our stadium is and how Hoosier hospitable people are,
sure,
they do feel like they're at home.
Yeah.
So, like the Lions fans,
oh yeah,
they were very loud very early.
Every single third down, the Lions fans were louder than when the Colts had a third down, no matter what.
Jared Goff chants early, loud.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You're talking about even like warm-ups, like when the other team jogs on the field, it's normally boos.
Yeah.
No, sir.
It was like
roar.
It was a roar. It was a Lions roar, if you will.
Even all weekend in the city, Lions fans were everywhere. It was absolutely packed.
How about it, though? Like, that's the Lions now.
We've been waiting so long for this. I mean, it's incredible. The Houston
That's
game,
the Lions now.
I fucking hate it. All right, as a Colts guy, it's great. When it happened, Steelers,
Bills,
Browns.
I'm saying I remember as a player, like Steelers, Green Bay.
Yes.
But I didn't feel like it was like a road game. And when you're talking to Mike, like, I'm gonna call it how I see it. Regardless if it's a tap out or a guy not playing well. And then when people come out and say what's going on in the buildings, like, what the fuck else are you supposed to do? You're not going to sugarcoat it, especially if you played for the team. I know 30, 40 people still in the building from the time that I was there, that were there before us. And I played there for 6 years. You guys went to a Super Bowl. You won one before I got there. So not even getting to a Super Bowl, winning the Super Bowl, you feel like, damn, we won some divisions. But it's like, fuck, we didn't accomplish what we should have accomplished with having a quarterback or having a team. So, like, when you're looking at the team and you're looking at people like Zaire and EJ who like, damn, those are good players. That's why you want the quarterback in there to play. And you're going to go through shit. You're going to be a young player. You're going to get benched. You're going to be, regardless of what position you play, and hopefully you get back in there and turn shit around. I know that was, my message, my point. And once again, you watch a game, you watch Sundays, you see what you see, you hear what you hear, you're going to talk about it into a mic. And whatever it is, that's what it is.
And look what happened with Bryce Young.
Yeah.
Down in Carolina, similar situation, and they're on the other side of it doing great things. And Zaire, I guess, spoke about it today in his press conference and said something about there's no feud. We all want the same things. And so, I hope so. Go get it. Good luck out there.
Yeah. And if you don't talk about them, we can just send them to what they will be, which is just picking between 14 and 25 for the next 8 years.
14.
Whoa.
That's a good point. 10 and 20.
I like that.
20,
you moved that thing to 20. Yeah. I like that. Yeah.
24. Because, for so many of these teams, it's absolutely, you're not going to win anything. And this is coming from a Patriots fan who's looking at it from larger view, maybe. There are teams that are so far ahead of certain teams where some teams who have paid a bunch of guys shouldn't be as far behind as some of the other teams are.
Colts. So the problem with the Colts are always going to be whatever the team is going to be compared to the Peyton era.
Yeah,
that is how it is.
As it should.
These are the people that. This is how the Colts fans became fans. That is how they became NFL fans. Before that, the Colts were here for sure, but they weren't. Then Peyton came to town. Now there's a fucking statue of the guy. Mm-hmm. It's bigger than any other statue in the city because they made the Colts team and fan base relevant in the NFL and took a lot of pride in that. And there's a lot of very proud football fans here. Now, impossible to have the generational fan base that other places have because once again, in 87, this team moved here from Baltimore. So it's not like one of the original football teams, but there's a lot of pride for the Colts in this city. Yeah. And it's whenever you hear all the shit that's going on, it's that ain't what I'm a fan of. So yeah. I hope they're able to hey, you boys better figure it out.
Figure it out.
Sports team.
That's what.
All right, let's go to the next overreaction. We don't lose hope yet. We don't know. At JTB1012, hashtag I don't want to overreact, but oh no, I don't like this.
Yeah.
CJ Fraud is upon us.
Oh, no.
Motherfucker almost pulled off the Dan Orlovsky to lose the game. Oh yeah, and Bobby Slowick, he sucks. Interior offensive line, they suck. D'Amico Ryan, kind of sucks.
Whoa.
Still like the Mako bit.
He's not there yet, but everybody else,
Yep.
I can do without, says JTB. CJ Fraud instead of CJ Stroud. Was there a lot of people saying that?
There's a decent amount of people, but I'd say more so than Bobby Slowick is basically saying like, hey, you know, everyone kissed this guy's ass last year and talked about how good he was. This guy's ruining CJ Stroud's career.
I did see that Dan Orlovsky was trending yesterday.
Uh-huh.
And I did see he did a type
Again.
response.
Yeah, thank God.
Whenever CJ Stroud in the fourth quarter, 1:15 left, tries to get around, gets sacked out of bounds. He ran out of bounds for safety. Pressure was on him, though, trying to make a play. 3rd and 17.
There's a guy on him.
I mean, what are we doing?
It's nowhere near the same as Dan Orlovsky.
I've been seeing.
Just would like that to be said. But every once in a while, when you're trying to make a play, you're going to get caught up. You're going to get lost. Just like Dan Orlovsky.
That's right.
Now, Jared Allen was potentially the one that Dan Orlovsky heard and got caught up in. Oh, shit. Real cowboy.
Yeah.
There's a real rancher here. Look at that mullet. I can feel it.
Going after him.
He was. Yeah.
Lasso.
He was.
Yep.
And Dan says, shit. And he runs out of bounds like a doofus for 15 yards.
Yes.
But he didn't. That's not his fault.
No.
He got caught up in it.
Sure.
CJ got caught up in it, too. That's all that happened.
Yeah, I love CJ. Did he get caught up in it, or did he just run into that guy?
Well, there wasn't any room, you see.
Yeah,
It bottled him
but
up,
there
yeah.
wasn't
It
really
was a good
anyone
rush.
in his face.
I feel like
either.
we've been seeing more of this.
What? Lack of.
No, just running out of like
Jimmy G
Jimmy
did it.
G, I saw it earlier this year too. I don't know what it
Where
is,
is
but
Jimmy G?
but yeah, we're at the point where and
He's in
CJ
LA.
Stroud's still young. I think still will have a
Yeah.
great career, but he's kind of getting into that territory in the season at least, where kind of like what you see in the NBA, where you have a bad game, they start putting out those lookalike pictures. And
I saw that 50-year-old man that looks like him.
So,
That guy does look like him.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Paul. I've been seeing Jaden Daniels, fake
Yeah.
Jaden breakdance to get on my timeline.
Oh,
so
that
that's
guy's
just
good.
part of it.
Yeah.
When
It's a sophomore slump. That
you're in the
happens.
limelight for sure.
Yeah, and also, Houston, Texas still in the lead in the AFC South.
It also did not help that him and Micah were just on every show imaginable this summer.
Well, they did have their own show in which they traveled around.
Sure.
Good show.
I went to Japan. I saw him with some sumo wrestlers.
Yes, they were.
People just don't love when you do that and lose. If you win, it's fine.
I knew immediately, as soon as I started my social media shit, I was 3 shanks away from getting fired. Like, that's just how it is. If you're going to draw extra attention to yourself, you're going to have to be good. Because if you're not good, you're a distraction, not only to the team, but to yourself, and you're not focused fully on ball. That's just a matter of fact and how it's going to be. So you got to hope that your team does well, especially if you're going to do all the other shit.
Yeah.
Now, if you're doing all the other shit and your team's not good, that's a decision you're making. You know, you're setting yourself up to get,
Killed.
Yeah.
yeah. And you should always be preparing for what your next job is going to be, thinking about it, you know. But if you're enacting on it while doing this particular job, it's hard for people to feel bad for you because they think you got 1 foot out, 1 foot in. And if you're going to be in, we need 2 feet in. You know, that's kind of how it goes, which is why you need to play well if you're going to be doing extracurricular shit. And I know I am potentially a person that did that. And now one of the main reasons why I retired is because I wanted to pay more attention to shit that wasn't punting balls on 4th downs whenever the offense failed. And there's only 32 of those jobs. You have to be respectful of said job that like played a part of it, just like everything else. You know, if you're playing good, nobody cares. If you guys stink, everybody cares. That is just that's football, baby.
That's football.
That is literally football.
Game.
CJ Stroud was the greatest teammate, greatest quarterback, greatest football player they could possibly be. Now they're calling him CJ Fraud.
Yeah, it's messed up.
I mean,
That quick.
happens
That's how it
quick.
happened.
Happens quick.
That's great. Austin Siebert, the kicker for the Commanders.
Whew.
I believe it was September 15th. He was signed to the Commanders. He had 7 field goals to win them a game against the Giants, I think. They carried him off the field. Carried him off the field on his shoulders. This guy is our hero. Yesterday, misses 2 extra points, gets one blocked, has a kickoff to the house on him. Get this guy the fuck out of our game.
I mean, Fairbairn in Houston.
Kaimi, same conversation.
Same thing.
4th quarter, this guy's made every single kick seemingly for him. 4th quarter, has a chance to tie it up. Miss. Anybody can miss.
Very close.
That's the NFL, baby.
Tough.
Good luck to all you guys. Tough job.
It is.
Tough job.
Prove it every week.
Great game. Tough job.